ॐ विश्वस्मै नमः। ॐ विष्णवे नमः। ॐ भूतभव्यभवत्प्रभवे नमः। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। 27th verse of Sri Vishnu Sahasranama. असंख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टः शिष्टकृत् श्रुतिः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसंकल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः। असंख्येयः अप्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टः शिष्टकृत् श्रुतिः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसंकल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः। ॐ असंख्येयाय नमः। ॐ अप्रमेयात्मने नमः। ॐ विशिष्टाय नमः। ॐ शिष्टकृते नमः। ॐ शुचये नमः। ॐ सिद्धार्थाय नमः। ॐ सिद्धसंकल्पाय नमः। ॐ सिद्धिदाय नमः। ॐ सिद्धिसाधनाय नमः। असंख्येय असंख्या asankhya means numberless. Sankhya means number. Asankhya is numberless. Asankhyeya is one who has unlimited number of innumerable number of names and forms. The infinite variety of things and beings that we see around us and that constitutes the manifested universe are all these are his own form, and he is thus numberless. Actually, he has manifested the formless, and the nameless has manifested himself as a universe of innumerable names and forms. He is Nirakara, but he is taking numerous akaras, numerous forms for us. Arjuna, in his over enthusiasm, he requests the Lord that he would like to see his cosmic form. Without realizing what he is asking, he requests Krishna to his cosmic form. Lord Krishna, as a very benevolent, loving friend, obliges. But when the cosmic form, when the Virat Rupa appears before him, Arjuna is shell shocked. He is not able to comprehend. He says, अनेकबाहूदरवक्त्रनेत्रं पश्यामि त्वां सर्वतोऽनन्तरूपम्. Pashyami tvam. I am seeing you with Aneka, Bahu, Udara, Vaktra, Netram. Oh, Anantarupa, I am seeing everywhere, Sarvataha, everywhere, all around. As far as my vision can go, I am seeing your endless form, neither with neither a beginning nor with an end. And it has innumerable names and forms. I can see numberless arms, stomachs, mouths, eyes, with neither end nor middle nor beginning. And he calls him the universal form, Ananta Rupa. So, such a form, supreme, is called Asankheya. And naturally, a person with so many names and forms is immeasurable. Aprameyatma, Aprameya Atma, one who cannot be measured because he cannot be seen through our sources of knowledge, our five indriyas, our limited mind, our limited intellect. We will not be able to see either directly or indirectly. He is also beyond what we call the sources of knowledge, pramana, normal way of understanding. He is beyond this. So he is called Aprameya Atma. Apremeyatma. That Apremeyatma is Sri Narayana, Sri Mahavishnu. And naturally, such a personality is not limited to this earth, he is not terrestrial, he is transcendental self. Visishtaha. Vishishtaha means one who transcends everything. Everything that is known to us, everything that we can visualize, he is beyond all these things. So he is the supreme. He is Vishishtaha, the supreme being. Because what we understand is with our limited context is a person, three bodies: physical body, the mind, and the intellect, or the gross, subtle. He is something, the Supreme Being is something beyond these three bodies which we can comprehend. The Supreme is someone beyond the five koshas. We are supposed to be composition of five koshas, Annamaya kosha, etc. Something definitely different from the perishable things of the finite world. And that much we know. What we know is what he is not, we can understand. What he is, we can't see. So what he is not the three bodies, he is not the five koshas, he is definitely not a perishable thing. He is not anything or anyone related with the finite world. So we can perhaps call him the infinite self, the transcendental self, something beyond that what we know. So such an infinite self cannot be defined in terms of either the waking or the dream or sleep conditions. He is actually beyond these three. So we call him the fourth state, that is Turiya, something beyond this. The self is something other than all these three. The supreme truth is Mahavishnu. And such Mahavishnu is the lawmaker. He is the lawgiver. He decides the law with which the universe is governed. Shishtakrut is a lawmaker. He is the one who makes the laws that govern the universe. The objective of all these laws and the intention of God's administration is only one thing, that is protection of the good. Paritranaya sadhunam. This is the most popular verse worth repeating in every context. His purpose is this: Mahavishnu is a governor of all. He is a protector of all the good. Dharma. He is protector of Dharma. Dharmatma. The Supreme naturally personifies absolute purity. Shuchihi. Shuchi, we call it Shuchi because the supreme reality is not contaminated by Maya or its products. So, what we call Maya or what we call contamination, pollution, or mala is something our normal understanding is there is something An item becomes impure because it gets mixed up with some other foreign object, some other object not belonging to that particular group or category. Here, the Supreme encompasses everything. There is nothing outside what we can call Supreme. So, Supreme cannot be contaminated because there is nothing else to contaminate the Supreme. It is absolute oneness, indivisible whole. So, we say, since the Lord is everything, there can be no matter to contaminate the Supreme. So, this is called Turiya, the fourth plane of consciousness is indicated by the transcendental, ever pure self. So, such a powerful supreme self has whatever it wants is already accomplished. Whatever it desires is already accomplished. Siddhartha. Siddha Artha. Siddha, that means one who has accomplished Artha, objects, purposes, resolutions. One who has done that is Siddhartha, who has gained all that has to be gained, achieved all that has to be achieved. So there is nothing else for the Supreme to achieve. So that which has to be achieved in life during individuals, as far as we are concerned, the jivas. So there are four things which we are supposed to achieve in our life. Artha, purposes. Purushartha, that means every being should try to achieve these four aims, four things in life. These are called the four aims of life. Purusha, Artha, Purusharthas. What are they? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma means righteousness in conduct, way of good behavior. Artha includes both wealth and possession. Kama is desires and ambitions. But the most important purpose of life is to attain moksha, liberation from imperfections. What we say is we should try to achieve artha and kama in a manner not contrary to dharma, but with the final objective of achieving moksha. Dharma and moksha are the two sort of boundaries within which our efforts should be there to achieve artha and kama. So one who has gained all these four has nothing more to gain. So such a person becomes equal to the supreme. He merges in the supreme. Lord Vishnu is the real Siddhartha because he has attained everything. He has gained all Purusharthas. He has nothing else to seek. And Mahavishnu is a person, is an entity who, whatever he wants, whatever he resolves to do, is automatically resolved. So he becomes Siddha Sankalpaha, accomplisher of resolutions, or he is one who has already accomplished all his resolutions. Sankalpa means a intellectual or a mental willing and wishing. I want to do this. I would like to have this. This is my sankalpa. Okay. For that I make efforts. But in the case of Mahavishnu, all his intentions are self-fulfilled. All resolutions are fulfilled. So he is Siddha Sankalpaha. One who immediately gains what he wills. Whatever he wants, he gets it. We are not able to get it. Ordinarily, we fail to get what we demand because there are imperfections within ourselves. There are limitations. The God is different. Lord is different. Lord is perfect. There are no imperfection in him. So whatever he wills, whatever he desires, whatever he gains, he automatically gets. So he's called Satya Sankalpavan. Whatever he desires, will get it. Great Parameshwara of the Upanishads is the Mahavishnu. This is the theme of Sahasranama. The accomplisher of everything, Artha, and accomplisher of all resolutions, Siddha Sankalpaha. He is also the person who bestows success on all his devotees. Siddhi Daha. Giver. Siddhi Daha means giver of Siddhi. Siddhi is success. So the giver of Siddhi, giver of fruits of actions, because whatever action we do, we desire with some fruit in mind. So our action, we say, fructifies. So we get the reward for our actions. So he is the one who is giving reward for actions. But he will give us not what we desire, but what we deserve. Deserve based upon our actions. Actions of not only present actions, but all the past actions taken together. Whatever we deserve, we will certainly get it in due time. What is due time? Leave it to Supreme. On so he is a person who is giving siddhi, bestowing siddhi, but ultimately the real siddhi is the moksha or liberation. That is the effort, that is the object, the fourth of the purusharthas, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Moksha is the fourth and most important purushartha. So once we get that moksha, then we also become siddhartha. So Lord Narayana is a great universal power that brings about the reward for all actions. And how do we get the success? For his devotees, for seekers to gain success, to gain siddhi, again, he becomes the means to the goal. Goal is siddhi, moksha, and he is the means, sadhanaha. Siddhi sadhanaha. Siddhi sadhanaha means to the goal, the powerful but silent force which enables a seeker to diligently continue our efforts. Now, the most important requirement for getting success is consistent effort, single minded determination. We proceed in the chosen path without any sort of wavering. We proceed with determination. We perform with full sincerity. How do we do this? Who enables? Again, the same Supreme. He helps us to diligently continue all efforts in a proper direction till we attain the Siddhi, attain the object. So he becomes a Siddhi Sadhanaha. So Siddhi here means, normally it means, but here it means efforts, all efforts, means for all efforts at any given fulfillment. Now, Siddhi Sadhana also means one mighty reality. To worship at whose altar is the very means sadhana for all achievements, Siddhi. So, if we see at a, if you have our understanding is proper, then we know these are not different. Sadhana, Siddhi, path is as important, means are as important as the success. If you proceed in a proper way and do your efforts systematically, we don't have to worry about the final siddhi. It will come automatically. Because both the sadhana and the siddhi, both are Narayana. Now, these things are expressed very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. Bhakti Yoga, one of the short, actually, Bhagavad Gita has 18 chapters. There are only two chapters which are small. Both of them have 20 verses each, and both are very important. One is chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga. Other is chapter 15, Purushottam Prapti Yoga. Both these have 20 verses. Now, the 20th concluding verse of Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12, reads like this. ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धधानाः मत्परमाः भक्ताः ते अतीव मे प्रियाः ये तु धर्म्यामृतम् इदं यथा उक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धधानाः मत्परमाः भक्ताः ते अतीव मे प्रियाः. Krishna is telling here, who is the person who is most dear to me? He says, the most secret science, that is Yoga Shastra, which has been explained by Lord Krishna so far in Bhagavad Gita, in the earlier chapters, and also in this particular chapter, that is chapter 12. He says, a seeker who understands this and becomes wise, he becomes an accomplisher of all duties, all kritakritya. He is the one who has performed everything which ought to be performed. Such a person is extremely dear to me. Te me ativa priyaha. So now we understand how to please God.